call upon Deborah Green, Director of Marketing, to give a citation introducing Harry Jepson OBE, upon whom our university will confer the award of Doctor of Education, honoris causa.
Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, graduands and guests, it's a privilege and a pleasure to introduce Harry Jepson OBE for the award of Doctor of Education, honoris causa. Current President of Leeds Rugby League Club, the Leeds Rhinos, Harry Jepson has dedicated his life to the sport of rugby league, his commitment being recognised with an OBE for his long and distinguished service. Now in his 97th year, he was born in the heart of Hunslet in Leeds and first visited Parkside, the original home of Hunslet Rugby League Club, in the late 1920s. As a schoolboy, he won a scholarship to the renowned Coburn High School, going on to work at Leeds City Council's Education Department in their medical section. He enlisted at the start of the Second World War and joined the Duke of Wellington's regiment and then the Royal Army Service Corps, seeing active duty in North Africa and southern Italy. On his return, he commenced training as a school teacher and was seconded to the renowned rugby league playing Bewley Street School in Leeds, where he was inspired to get involved with the school teams under the lead of the then headmaster, Edgar Meeks, who was also the Hunslet Rugby League Football Club chairman. There his involvement in rugby league grew, and he became responsible for the under-11s at the school, then the under-13s, and eventually the senior side, whilst also acting as secretary of the Hunslet Schools Rugby League Association and becoming involved in county rugby league. He also cemented his standing within the club, receiving an official appointment as assistant secretary in 1963 and later becoming Hunslet's secretary. His teaching career took him to Cottingley Junior Mixed School and then to Rodley, completing his career as deputy head at Clapgate School, also in Leeds, for the final 14 years of his professional working life. He remained at Hunslet Rugby League Football Club for 7 years before joining Leeds in the early 1970s to work as assistant to Chairman Jack Myerscough, with initial responsibilities for the second team. He was a key presence in the newly instigated Colts League and was the chairman of it until 1988, one of the highlights of his time in the sport being when he managed a tour to New Guinea and Australia in 1982. He was elected as one of the inaugural members of the Rugby Football League Board of Directors, which took over the strategic running of the sport from the Rugby League Council, on which he had been Leeds' representative from 1983 to 1995. He became football director at Leeds Rugby in the mid-1980s, using his extensive knowledge and contacts worldwide to help rebuild the side, including the signing of several notable overseas players to the Leeds club, many of whom subsequently went on to represent Australia at international level. He chaired the council meeting that discussed the implementation of the current Super League and was heavily involved in the formation of French club Paris Saint-Germain, who joined the Super League on its launch in 1996. His passion for French Rugby League having been ignited as a young boy when he met Jean Gallier, the French Rugby League and Union player credited with establishing the sport of rugby league in France. Now president of Leeds Rhinos and a noted ambassador for the club and the sport, Harry had the honour of leading the team out at Wembley in 2010 for the Carnegie Challenge Cup final. He is also chairman of the Rugby League Conference, the competition which has spread summer rugby league throughout England, Scotland and Wales. Such is the influence that Harry has had on the sport that he has supported since boyhood, that the teams in the Premier Divisions now contest the Harry Jepson Trophy each year. Now in its 20th year, the trophy is played for by the leading community clubs in each region outside Rugby League's Yorkshire, North West and Cumbria strongholds. Harry Jepson, OBE, for your significant contribution to education and the sport of rugby league, it is my great pleasure to call upon Sir Bob Murray, CBE, Chancellor of our university, to confer on you the award of Doctor of Education, honoris causa.
I've forgotten I forgot. Everybody, I like thanking people, but when I see the number of people here for whom I have reason to thank for this day, I just can't tackle that job. But in my long and happy life, I have been able to thank so many people for what they've done for me and helped me. And lots of them are here tonight. My family have supported me all my life and encouraged me to do things. And I'm so pleased to see them here today, all 12 of them, including my 3 great-grandchildren and my 5-year-old great-grandson. Also, I've depended on so many people all my life, because some clerk in the education department decided my life 70-odd years ago when they sent me to a school in Hunslet, where the headmaster happened to be the chairman of Hunslet, and that put me into rugby league. I used to watch Hunslet in the 20s, and I would see people, and I'd think to myself, I know that chap. He lives in the street next to my grandma. I speak to him when he goes to work. And that was replicated many, many times in those 20s. And these young men who worked in ordinary occupations, on a Saturday afternoon, they became immortals. They performed feats which you couldn't think of on the rugby league field. And that's why I became really in love with the game. It's a great game, and it's given me great pleasure. And there are people here today who helped me, and the result of they originally were colleagues, now they're close friends. They know who I'm talking about. And over the whole world, we have helped to spread this great game. I'm sorry I can't say any more because I'm just getting a bit dizzy. But thank you very much for listening. It's not because of my fault. It was all right.